How to stop oversharing. If you wouldn't share your personal closet with them, don't share your personal thoughts with them. When you overshare, it's like handing out your favorite sweatshirt. The other person's not going to love it like you do, or protect it, or guard it like you do. So to help with that, try this. Number one, add a now filter. It asks the question, but they need to know it now. We want them to know something. In fact, we think they may even need to know something, but do they need to know it now? Most of the time, the answer is no. Number two, when you overshare, you undervalue the price of your words. Even when you answer that harmless question at work, how was your weekend? It allows the other person to create a perception of you for good or bad, and that comes at a very high cost. And number three, understand that true connection rarely comes from just talking about yourself. So if you ever think, am I talking too much? The answer is always yes.
If you struggle with oversharing, I'm going to put you onto something that has really helped me. Anytime I feel that overwhelming desire to emotionally connect with someone in a way that's not necessarily appropriate for the circumstances that I'm in, I just tell myself, okay, I'm going to journal about this, and if I still want to share this information with this person after, then I'll do it. And 99% of the time, I am relieved that I didn't, because then I don't have to deal with that post oversharing regret. And it has helped me so much. So try it out and let me know what you think.
This message is for you oversharers out there, and I say this with a whole lot of love, but if you invite everyone into your home, it is very difficult to kick them out. If you bring someone into your house, it's very hard to say, I want you in this spot, in my living room, but don't go snooping around in my bedroom. My point is, not everyone deserves or needs to know your business, to be in your business. All of it. For example, if you share everything about your life, your relationships, your marriage, your children with the internet, with the world, it's very difficult to ask them to withhold their judgment. The bad comes with the good, the opinions come with the exposure. The internet has made a lot of us feel way too comfortable sharing. You forget that not everyone wants the best for you, even the people that you're close to. Sometimes people can feel that they love you, and I'm sure they do in their own minds, but still have very funny energy around your stuff, your dreams, your progress. So please be discerning about what you put out there to the entire world. It could save your life, or at least help you keep your peace of mind. By the way, I'm Wemi. I'm a life coach and a career coach. Don't forget to follow for more inspiration.
Here are 3 ways you can train yourself to stop oversharing as fast as possible. Let's go. I think you're oversharing because you're trying to make yourself the topic of discussion when you should be making other people the topic of discussion, or ideas or things that you notice around you. Instead of doing that, you can ask them a question that a lot of people like to debate on, like pineapple on pizza or no? Do you put ketchup in one spot or do you spread it all over your fries? What conspiracy theories are you into? Things that people love to debate on, bring that up. That'll definitely save your conversation. Number 2, you can whip out a game. One thing I always have on my phone is this app called Questions in a Box, and it basically has different questions for if you're good friends, you just met, acquaintances, and then deeper questions like philosophical questions. I love whipping that out when it gets quiet, so always have a backup on your phone. Number 3, probably the most important one, is if the conversation dies, you can always end the conversation. Sometimes we have so much weight on our shoulders to keep the conversation going, when really, if you pull away, then that person's gonna be like, oh, they're stable, they're not like begging for my attention, I want them more now. But when you're oversharing, it can kind of give like a desperate vibe, like I'm desperate for this conversation to keep going, so I'm gonna share something I really shouldn't share. So instead of that, just say like, hey, it was nice talking to you, maybe we can chat again if I see you, or just something cool like that. I find a lot of power in knowing that it's not my sole responsibility to contribute to a conversation, because sometimes that other person is boring as hell too, and it's not even your fault. So next time you feel yourself about to overshare, do one of those 3 things, and I hope this helps.
Have you ever overshared with the wrong person and later on you thought to yourself, I never want to do that again? We've all been there. The next time this happens and you feel pressured to continue that pattern of oversharing, I want you to go gray rock. Wait, what? Yes, gray rock is a communication tactic where you become more bland or basic with your responses and overall less engaged in the conversation. And for reference, I'm Well with Rael, your communication coach, here to help you socialize and articulate with kindness, class, and confidence. Executing the gray rock method can be hard for those of us who are extroverted or like to talk or have a pattern of sharing certain information with certain people. You might also think that going gray rock means you're being cold, defensive, or angry, and that doesn't have to be the case. So here are a few examples of replacing oversharing with some soft gray rocking. Yeah, remember I told you I got fired last month? It's been so hard finding a new job. People just don't respond. I was barely making rent as it is, and now my severance is almost up, and I'm really worried. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still looking for a new job and going to a few different networking events to hopefully meet new people and find new opportunities. Which networking events? Local ones that I've heard people talk about over the years or I've Googled. If you know of any good ones, let me know. You know how I was telling you we were going through a really tough time in our marriage? Well, things are taking a turn for the better. We started going to therapy. We told our kids about it just to be super transparent with them, and we're really hoping for the best. Things are a lot better. Thank you for asking. We went through it a little bit, but are taking it one day at a time, and we've been in a really good spot lately. Have we considered therapy? We'll see. How about you? How are you guys doing? When am I going to finish school? Well, to be honest, my grades have really slipped this last semester. I had this one professor who really wanted to fail me for some reason. I don't know why. It's like he was out to get me. And we'll see. I might be delayed in graduating because I'm just not doing so well right now. I'm working on graduating as soon as possible. I might actually take a few extra courses to make up some credits and speed the process up. Am I late to graduate? I don't know. I've seen people graduate way earlier and way later than they should have. Bottom line is to keep your tone friendly while keeping your answers vague and open to interpretation. You can dial it back and go gray rock without getting overly icy or awkward. Let me know if you try this, let me know if it works, and keep it in your back pocket.
I don't know why it's so hard for our generation to accept that not telling your friends all of your business does not make you a bad friend or a fake friend. And the only reason I'm bringing up that this might be a generational thing is because the women that have instilled in me to shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth are my mom, my aunts, my godmom. They're the ones that taught me, like, just because I'm best friends with these other women does not mean I tell everybody everything all the time. And that doesn't make me a bad friend. It just means I understand boundaries, privacy, and the power of kind of just waiting and seeing how things play out before you open up your mouth and speak on them. I feel like I've seen a lot of my peers think that they have to get approval from their friends to do everything. Like when they're talking to a new guy, like, let me tell like my friend. And then, then your friend starts giving you unwarranted advice. Like, I don't think you should do this with him at this time and this, that, and the third. And then you get pissed off. But it's like, technically it's your fault because in the first place, you could have kept that to yourself. And all you really could have told your friend is, I'm talking to a new person, not when you did this with him, when you did that with him, what you're planning on doing at what time. No, too much. Let's work on boundaries. Because withholding information is not the same thing as lying or keeping a secret. Let me repeat that. Withholding information is not the same thing as lying or keeping a secret. Sometimes you're just protecting your business. Sometimes you're just letting stuff play out and you're letting yourself have something. Sometimes if it's a relationship, you're letting you and your partner experience that relationship and not needing this extra approval from others to make it more real. It's just between y'all, and that's what makes it real. So next time you open up your mouth and you just feel like you have to tell your friends everything or else you're being fake, know that that's not the truth and that you might want to try out next time you talk to somebody, just keeping things to yourself and letting stuff play out. And, you can tell your friend, yeah, I've been seeing somebody. But do they need to know what happens on every single date? No, maybe that's just a story for you and Bae.
How to stop yourself from saying something you shouldn't. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff. I have a PhD in rhetoric and communication. Today, I'm going to give you 3 questions that you can ask yourself to prevent you from oversharing and saying something maybe you shouldn't say. You might want to share this with that friend who always gives too much information. Number 1, ask yourself, is this information something that this person needs to hear? A lot of times we have information inside of us we just want to tell someone, but is this the person that really needs to hear what it is we have to share? Number 2, ask yourself, how will I feel after I share this information? Will you feel anxious? Will you regret what you've said? Will you want to take it back? Ask yourself that question before. And number 3, what happens if it becomes public that I shared this information? That question itself might even save your job. Hope this helps and follow for more.
Oversharing is how you leak your energy, which is why privacy is energetic protection. There's no need to tell people more than they need to know. The less you reveal, the more they can wonder. Moving in silence is powerful, and it's how you maintain a peaceful life. This is how you vibrate higher.
Stop telling everyone your good news, that is the progress you're making in life, your plans, because in Ezra 4, when the enemy heard that people were trying to rebuild themselves, he purposely tried to frustrate their plans. So sometimes it's beneficial to move in silence.